We are back at the smallest cog for another Cog Score. If you have been on car internet for the last decade, you're going to love today's guest and his car. In case you haven't seen one of our Cog Scores before, this format sees a fellow YouTuber arrive at the smallest cog with their pride and joy. The car then goes up on a ramp, and while Anthony and I inspect it, the personality heads upstairs for a chat with the boss. By the end of the day, Anthony and I will have come up with a Cog Score out of 50. Alex, good to have you back on the channel.
Good to be back.
First,
yep.
How's Jimmy Jag?
Jimmy Jag's all right, actually. Was fixed with an 8-pound hose. So what happened? Hose popped off, pissed coolant all over the exhaust, and then it looked like the whole world was ending. There is a lot of white smoke coming out of the back of my Jaguar. But Jimmy is fine and now ready for sale. Anyone?
Yeah. Anyone that wants a car that catastrophically lost drag races time after time. Anyway, from one Jaguar engine to another. Now, Shmee referred to my Mondeo as the most famous Mondeo in the world. Is this the most famous MX-5 Miata on the entire planet Earth?
Genuinely, I would say yes, it is. Phil's got more than 40 million views on YouTube. I can't think of another more internet famous MX-5 than this one, so I would say so.
Okay, so we're going to grade this. We're going to give it a Cog Score out of 50. First things first, we're going to give it a clean.
Good.
You've driven here and it's very UK winter, isn't it? That
yes.
is, yeah. What score do you think this is going to get out of 50?
Okay, so Phil is not that mint. I use Phil, you know, track, driving on gritty roads and all that. We've got some lack appeal here. We've got a little hole in one of the sills because MX-5, and underneath just looks like it's been at the bottom of the ocean for a while.
But it's your forever car, so you look after it, clearly, you know.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Phil is definitely my forever car. I will never sell Phil.
Yeah.
But do I look after Phil? Is it a concourse car? Absolutely not. I'll be happy with mid-30s if they're feeling generous.
Okay, well, I see him as YouTube royalty, so we're going to give him a clean, get him inside. Richard's upstairs waiting for you, so if you head in and have a chat.
All right.
To make sure we're working on a level playing field, we've got today's sponsor, G-Technic, along to clean Phil before the inspection. First up, things get nice and soapy, using G-Technic's W4 Citrus Foam. Unlike traditional pre-wash snow foams that come loaded with caustic chemicals, this foam is a pH-neutral formula that removes hard-to-shift grime without damaging coatings. It is especially tough on road grime and bug splatter. The next step was to apply W5 Citrus all-purpose cleaner around the bottom of the MX-5. This biodegradable formula removes the nastiest of UK winter dirt. It can also be used for many other cleaning roles like engine bay degreasing and carpet stain removal. While waiting for the W5 to do its thing, some W6 iron and fallout remover is ideal for cleaning the wheels, seeking out any metal deposits. 100% biodegradable, G-Technic's W3 ceramic G-Wash then goes on fill, producing a high foam content which breaks the bond between the dirt and your vehicle's paintwork by lubricating the dirt particles. Of course, a G-Technic wash mitt, bucket and dirt trap is used to protect Phil while cleaning. Finally, on goes some C2 ceramic sealant spray which can help repel dirt and UV, keeping Phil cleaner for longer. Thank you to G-Technic for sponsoring today's Cog Score.
Alex, you all right?
All right, yeah.
Welcome to the Cog.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to this. I'll tell you why. I love a career path. I don't know about you. I look back over mine. I've reinvented it for myself so many times. But I'm pleased to talk to you because, no, nothing against any of the other YouTubers out there or anybody else that we talk to, but sometimes it's like, well, I was making videos about cars and one of them went viral and I thought, oh, I'll give this a go. And next thing I know, I'm massive and but for you, I like it. Old school. Now we should establish you're younger than me, quite a lot younger than me. But like me, you served your time.
Yes.
So it starts with an automotive journalism degree.
Yeah, before that, I was actually delivering pizzas at Domino's in Exeter.
Nice job. What were you in?
I was in multiple cars, actually. I think at the time I had a Hyundai Coupe, first gen.
Scoop.
Yeah,
I remember those.
yeah. It's lovely.
They were actually quite good cars.
They're really good cars, yeah, really cheap, and you get Heated seats, you get a sunroof, and nice with a nice set of
motor.
wheels. Yeah, they're great cars, great cars. I think also at the time I had an E36 328 iSport. My friend had an MR2 turbo. My other friend had a Legacy turbo. We had an MX5 turbo. We were known...
Wait a minute, this is a bunch of lads in cars, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. But we were known as, you know, the Domino's crew.
So they were all working for Domino's as well?
Yeah, in the country.
Brilliant.
We all had the best cars. In the whole country, it was well known.
Were you funding it out of your work delivering pizzas?
Oh, God, yeah.
But then Domino's
leads into my manager telling me, Alex, you should probably do something with your life. So I made a beeline for the Exeter Express and Echo that had a motoring section. I knew about this. So I wrote in and I said, please, sir, can I have a little internship? And I spent 2 or 3 weeks there just making tea and doing stuff. And then the editor of the motoring section told me about the automotive journalism course at Coventry, the Masters. So I applied for that, got in, did my time there.
So your career path is even more proper than I thought. So it started absolute grassroots, local newspaper, motoring section. I mean, that is the Whitby Bugle reviewing or whatever. Oh, perfect. Did you write any car reviews?
I did write some car reviews.
For the paper?
Yeah, for the paper.
What was the first car?
God knows. It was something, because I've always liked older cars, so it was something about one of my passions, maybe an E30 or something, a bit of a buyer's guide or something.
And you saw it in print?
Yeah. It was amazing. How old was I? I would have been 23. I would have been 23.
23, and there...
Yeah.
Byline.
In the Express and Echo. Yeah, very proud moment. Very proud moment.
Have you still got a copy of it?
No.
Oh, mate,
I'm not that sentimental.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
And it is really cool, yeah. I loved it.
Anthony, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It was a V6 though last time, so we've got another V6 on the Cog Score ramp.
Nice.
What do you think? Do you know this car? Have you watched?
I've seen it on YouTube a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really studied it that much, but all I know is a Mazda MX-5 is a great car anyway.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? As an everyday sports car.
One of the best cars ever made.
This is what you get.
But has Alex potentially ruined it?
Killed it.
Has he improved it? To say you've improved an MX-5 is going some.
The only thing I've noticed on a video is, it's not very often you put an English engine into a Jap car. It's normally...
You're talking to a Jag man here though.
Yeah, I know.
And we'll get to the engine when we get to it.
Yeah, I know, but...
I'm all over it. So I guess we need to go through the standard things, starting with exterior.
Exterior.
A beautiful colour.
I love that colour.
So I know the car was standard, a much more kind of toolbox red, over there.
Straight red.
This is really nice. And now that the G-Technic guys have cleaned it,
it looks amazing.
Wow.
No, it is good. And I do actually like his stripes. I know that was his own personal touch.
Yes.
So I quite like that.
So I've noticed some stuff at the front of the car when he came in, but just starting from the back, you know, beautiful paint colour. He has then gone carbon.
Makes a big difference, a bit of carbon on. Yeah, that's not really. Yeah,
that's not
chip
flush,
all on there as well.
is it?
No.
But I mean, the actual carbon looks really nice. I imagine it's from these people, Carbon Miata.
Yeah, no, the carbon weave itself is lovely.
Looks...
And the old... You haven't even bothered putting any lights back in there, look.
No, is that legal?
Lights.
And I mean, he's in the car scene, so I can forgive him for some of these stickers. I wouldn't go this heavy on the stickers.
I just read that one.
Save the multiplier.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's...
You don't want to be saving them.
To be fair, they're probably going to become classics soon. Anyway, let's not talk about multipliers.
No.
Okay, moving on.
So you're 23, it's printed in the paper.
Yeah.
Where are we living at this point?
We're in Exeter. Yeah, I've done my degree.
So
and then
proudest bloke in Exeter. This is pre-degree still, because you're at this point.
Pre-masters. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So hang on, you've done a degree in.
What was it? German literature, a bit of French, and a bit of psychology.
Oh, you like brainy and stuff.
Not really. I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, all right, I'll just make a beeline for this.
That's quite a brainy degree, isn't it?
It's all right. Well, I didn't say I did very well, did I?
You attended. There's thinking involved in that, and everything.
Yeah, there is thinking. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you've done a degree, working at Domino's with your mates, all got fancy cars.
Oh, yeah.
You're loving this, loving life. You better do something with your life.
Yeah.
All right. Wrote to the local newspaper.
Yeah.
Did a car review. Should say as well at this point. Influenced massively at that younger age by your mum, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
So your love of cars, that's where she was driving that from.
So mum's first car, so mum's German, mum's first car was a Carmen Ghia, which got horrifically written off, and she actually very nearly lost her life. But she's always loved cars, and then she moved over to the UK, I think in '79, had me in '85. And I just remember being a kid in Mum's E21 BMW with massive rust holes in the floor. It was left-hand drive as well. And she'd, allow me to change gears locally where I used to live, and just little things where we'd park up and I'd pretend that the car had electric windows, even though it had windy windows, and I'd try and do it as smoothly as possible, and I'd just look around.
Whilst pushing a finger there.
Yeah.
I'm just opening.
But Mum always encouraged my love of cars, and I think by the time I was 7 or so, I could identify pretty much every single car that was on the streets by its rear lights.
By indicator lens.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So at 23, you bring home the local paper, and there's your car review in it. I presume Mum's pretty chuffed.
Oh, Mum's always been so chuffed with everything.
So
I've
that was
done.
kitchen table.
Yeah.
Look, done it.
Yeah. It was really cool. And then she encouraged me to go for Coventry to do the Masters as well.
So this is a Masters in
automotive journalism.
Automotive journalism.
Yeah. So by that time, I think, what are we, 2010, I want to say. By that time, I think the Masters course is in its 4th or 5th year. It's now in year 15, 16, something like that. So it was still in its infancy.
So it's a new course finding its form.
Very much finding its form.
What did you mostly do in a master's degree in automotive journalism? How many are you focusing on? Writing? Is it by then?
Yeah,
so 2011, did you say?
Yeah, about
so
2011, yeah.
Videos.
So there's writing, there's radio, and we have to go out and we have to...
media.
Don't know about
it's
that.
proper media.
Oh, is it really? Yeah,
Big
what we're
boys
doing
do
here.
radio.
Yeah, okay, all right. And I remember we had to go out and do interviews with like local councillors and talk about the road network and all that kind of stuff. And I was out with my little, I don't know what, the little box thing that you record.
I'm older than you. We used to use a 1/4-inch reel-to-reel ewer, which is this big and weighs more than this room. But you're from a digital area, so...
Did you not use an abacus?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
there was no sat-nav to find where we were going. You had to use a paper map, no mobile phones, and then you'd interview them on, and you'd edit it with a razor blade and a chirograph. You're from a more digital era.
I am indeed.
But you're still at that point studying journalism, grown-up journalism.
Yeah, so there was automotive journalism, and then there was kind of more world journalism that I had absolutely no interest in. So I didn't even attend any of those lectures whatsoever. So I got in quite a lot of trouble for that. But the automotive stuff I loved, and we were encouraged to write reviews and news articles and to set up social media. I didn't have Twitter at that time. Instagram didn't exist, and the course director said, right, everyone, you've got to come up with a name now and start your own Twitter. And I was like, AutoAlex?
No way.
Yeah. So my Twitter handle
was from studying. Good
is
Lord.
from 2011, 2012, one of those years.
So moving on around the car.
Oh, get that in the right light. That would bug me, that would.
What's up with this?
Can you see where there's been an aerial?
Oh, yes.
And not the best.
That's been skimmed over, isn't it?
Yes, and it's sunk back around where the hole is.
Hardtop MX-5s. What do you think of them in general?
I prefer the hard top to a soft top. Just makes them look sportier.
I feel in the car community,
Yeah.
most people go for the hardtop.
I prefer the hard top.
And with this red, I think it looks great. It could do with a polish all over. It could, like you see the sort of hairline washing
problem,
scratches going on there. That's not being G-Technic.
No.
That's a
Yeah,
bit of
that's-
water and a rag going on there.
That's him on the weekend washing it.
Yeah.
Hasn't he named this car?
So, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Phil. So
Phil.
I thought it was because when he bought it, there was a Phil Collins CD in it. But it turns out he just likes Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. So
He's named this after Phil.
Yes. And then he bought an E36 M3, which also had a name.
Colin, my wonderful E36 M3.
Cracking. Look at that, look. That's obviously where they put wider arches on, look.
Yeah, so right back in the car throttle days,
Yeah.
it needed new arches, so these were cut off. And what you've noticed a bit of an imperfection. Oh yeah.
See it cracked there,
Oh
look?
yeah.
But then, if it is a track car, it's going to have issues. I do actually
wheels.
like the wheels.
Do you like them?
I quite like them. He hasn't gone big.
I'm gonna ask Turner camera here. He's an MX-5 man. These wheels, I feel like you're a good gauge of. I'm not great with knowing whether wheels work or not.
I think the four spokes is popular on MX-5. So.
There you go. The four spokes are popular. on MX-5s.
Yeah, but he hasn't gone big, has he? He's gone a bit wider, but he hasn't gone
Yeah,
massive.
and like quite clearly track
Yeah,
tires.
track
That's
tyres.
kind of cool.
Do they work, or are they just there
the
for
big
show?
boys, I think they're just there for show. There's no way that's actually
Doing
giving proper
anything.
cooling or air or anything. I
You know when you just want to pick it?
Yeah.
But I shouldn't.
Alex told me he's going to actually replace the bonnet and roof with carbon, like on
really?
on the boot
Okay.
lid. So this is going to go, but for now, we're grading this car. That is some quite serious lacquer peel.
Depends if they cut this out after it was painted. That's what probably caused that. If they've done that after.
Definitely was the case.
Yeah.
Come around this side. I
Yeah.
mean, this sticks out to me. Do you want a little drink, Anthony? Just have a little sook on that. Ooh, what's this? That is.
Oh, yeah. Our old famous rusty bulge.
I reckon when we get this car up, this sill isn't going to look too clever.
Well, MX-5s are really renowned for going there. I think this is one of those cars, in a photo, looks amazing. In person, not so.
But the thing is it a track car or is it a show car? And it's definitely a track car. Now, we're not grading it based off track car. We're grading it as just
a car.
A car.
Yeah.
But I guess we need to have that in mind. Exhaust. They are quite chunky. Either side, I know this has been
Quite
done
big,
by
that.
Richard's Fabrication, and when it comes to our sound test, I know that it's valved.
Oh, is
So
she?
I think this thing could erupt.
So you're at Masters. You're doing a bit of early video work, early social media work, but you're still very much a journalist. Should say, back then, yeah, but now to be studying automotive journalism would be unbelievably exciting because of what's happening across the industry. I don't mean new car reviews.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty much in the era of, oh, there's a new Ford Fiesta out this year. And
Yeah.
it's slightly bigger or something.
Oh, the facelift.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've written the
yeah.
press releases for those. It's not easy.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, of course, it would be the industry's undergoing huge sweeping
absolutely,
changes.
yeah.
So you're still focused on the product, on the cars.
Yeah.
Car reviewing is your thing.
Yeah.
And you finish your Masters. Did you do well?
I did all right, actually. Before we finished the Masters, part of the automotive journalism course is you have a month out to go and do work experience. Because the MA Automotive Journalism was co-founded by Steve Cropley, who's the editor-in-chief of Autocar, it was a given that you would either do a week or do a whole month at Autocar. Now, I never grew up reading Autocar or weekly mags or anything like that. I was more into kind of performance BMW, total BMW,
I know what you were
practical
reading. It wasn't
performance.
Autocar.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't.
We
So-
should say the Autocar. I mean, that is...
The Autocar, yeah.
That is... We are talking long-term.
Yeah, what was it, 1890 or
Oh, God,
something?
yeah.
So the first ever autocar came out before the car was called a car, and they were deciding what to call a car. Should it be called an autocar or a horse-drawn, whatever it was? And it's just like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, I've had a look at the first ever, obviously copies, they wouldn't let me touch a new one. But yeah, so I did a week at Autocar, did a week at Total BMW, Performance BMW, and then Practical Classics. So I spent a lot of time down south, and then Practical Classics was more in the north. And after those 4 weeks, I actually got a job offer from every single one of those outlets because they seemed to...
You were good at making tea.
I was fantastic, yeah. It's the way you
essential skills.
squeeze the bag at the
that's
end. Not
right.
too much because then it gets bitter.
That wins you the job.
Oh, absolutely.
So job offers came in.
Yeah, thick
You're
and
happy,
fast.
You're thinking, this is working.
Yeah.
And you went for Autocar.
Well, I was living in London.
Yes.
I wanted the job at Total BMW or Performance BMW, but that's in Kent.
You were going to take a job at Total BMW.
Yes.
Over the legend
Yes.
that is the Autocar.
Yes, I'll never forget the phone call I got from then editor Chaz Hallett.
Yeah.
I was upstairs in my mum's bathroom, and there's a telephone there because why not?
Of course there is.
And he phoned me up. He was like, yeah, loved what you did. Loved the video that you did as well, because as part of the course, you could either do full dissertation, 12,000 words, or 6,000 words in a video. And I was like, I'll do
Go
video.
for that, yeah.
So did the video, uploaded it to YouTube, and then I also burnt it onto CDs. And I went into Autocar, and I popped the CD on all of the important people's desks, which they watched. And then that was what spurred them on to give me the job offer. And I just remember looking in the mirror thinking, I really don't want to work at Autocar because I find it really boring, but I'd be a fool not to.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Chaz, yes, please, Chaz. And yeah, I accepted. And I spent 2 years at Autocar sitting opposite Hilton Holloway.
Excellent. These are all legends.
These are legends.
Automotive industry.
But yeah, making tea, writing news articles, mainly for websites. And you know, when everyone would go off to Geneva to the motor shows and stuff, I'd be in the office, you know, writing up the news articles, or America, I'd be doing the grave shift because of the time difference, uploading everything with a picture editor.
This is proper serving your time.
It
stuff.
is, yeah. And I spent 2 years there. Went on a launch for a Seat Me, and then fate kicked in, and I met the founder of Car Throttle at the time. We had a chat. And then the rest, as they say, is history.
Now, under here is an engine that means quite a lot to me, so I'm going to try and be impartial.
He's painted everything black, so where, oh, there it is there.
It should just, yeah.
Oh.
Now, this doesn't seem to have a bonnet catch, so I'll hold it so you can get stuck in.
He hasn't got a bonnet cat.
I love this engine. So this is...
Yeah, that's only because it comes back from your
the
flipping Mondeo
V6. Well, my Mondeo is the 2.5. This is the 3 litre, so this is the ST220 engine. But it's even better. It's the one with variable valve timing, which means it's probably come from a Jaguar S-Type.
Oh yeah,
young
quality
Anthony.
car, yeah.
Lovely car.
Yeah, quality.
So this is you can see it here, so the Rocketeer V6. It's quite a famous V6 swap for these MX-5s. And I gather it bolts straight to the Mazda 5-speed, so it's not the Ford gearbox.
Okay.
Well. So that's quite
So it has
cool.
got something good left in it.
Carbon intakes, carbon plenums. Yeah?
Real carbon?
I think so. I'm going to give Alex the benefit of the doubt
Yeah.
there. I really like the colour-coded
Colour code's alright.
BC Racing coilovers.
Okay.
We have that in a lot of
So,
our cars.
yeah. It actually fits in there quite nice, doesn't it?
It does. Imagine having 4 cylinders more
Yeah.
and having about, so this is, I gather, about 265, I think, horsepower.
That's a
which
lot.
for an MX-5 is a lot.
That's a lot for an MX-5.
My one should have about double that by the time it's done,
Really?
if it gets done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, this one's actually done. Yours is like a myth.
Yeah. And we'll Cog Score mine Monday. I'm not too sure about the placement of these. I don't like how they stove kind of down into the radiator.
I was literally about to say, it's actually running in hot air.
I would have thought
They want to be,
down the
really,
side
you
or
should have run them. Like,
Well, I know
you could have
run. Yes, I know some people permanently have the pop-ups.
Yeah,
up
and then
so
run that.
They can run it through.
you could use that as an air intake.
Yeah, I'm not.
But that wouldn't be the most efficient way of running
Yeah.
especially that one.
The engineer in me doesn't quite like.
That doesn't quite work.
But saying that, Alex might have just mounted it wrong. Rocketeer might be furious.
But saying
about
that, with the
placement.
size of them, it's letting all the hot air out anyway.
Yeah, so it was, the last time I saw this car, I was told it was running on 5 cylinders.
Yeah.
It's 6 now, but yes, the water's poured through and I imagine got in to one of the coils.
Problem is,
or
it's falling
something.
straight onto. It's not far off going onto the.
Yes.
Oh, feel that.
Ugh.
Oh, that's not good.
That is a soggy intake.
Wet air
Alex,
filled.
for the good of your car, I think you need to relocate
They've
that.
got to move.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's engine bay. Shall
That's
we?
not bad. That's actually better than I thought.
Yeah. But let's see if it continues underneath.
So you really ran with the whole relatability.
100%.
Which I guess YouTube at that time offering, big phrase coming up, the democratization of content. Because it was. It was about, you didn't have to be a TV station with hundreds of millions of pounds of the kit. You could be Alex with a, what were you filming on?
Back then we actually had an FS7. Yeah, we didn't mess around. Yeah, so we had good
It's quite
kit.
grown up.
Yeah, it really was.
But you can still, you can cut, you can edit, you can make, you can distribute, all in-house. And it was massively empowering. Because back then, if you had gone to any broadcaster and said, oh yeah, can I set up a car show? No.
Yeah.
But now you could. And how did that feel, that response, when you got that interactivity from an immediate digital audience as opposed to the slightly longer form of printed, you know, the auto car? It takes a long time to
Oh yeah, I mean,
you
it
didn't
was.
have to wait for the postman.
No, you didn't. It was amazing. We tried lots of things and lots of stuff didn't work out, and we were just like, okay, we're going to have to pivot again. But I went into autocar with, you know, a plethora of people in the industry, PRs, Porsche, BMW, and I just went over to Car Throttle. Everyone said I was mad to do so.
Because it was new. The industry thought,
no one had ever
what's the
heard
point
of it.
in that? That's not going to last.
Why am I leaving Autocar to join Car Throttle? It makes no sense. So I rocked up to Car Throttle. I phoned up BMW, I phoned up Porsche, I said, I want to borrow this car, that car, and they were like, okay, yeah, we know you from Autocar.
So they already knew you from a very
from
grown-up
Autocar,
man.
yeah, exactly.
So you weren't some Herbert saying, I've got
No.
a video camera, can I borrow your Porsche?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So joined Car Throttle, and then we were given cars left, right and centre. And we didn't really know what we were doing at the time. Are we going to go into straight car reviews and try and be, you know, a respectable journalist, which I've tried a couple of times. I tried scripting and.
So you were able to try stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things you tried was a
No.
certain Scott.
Oh,
Mike
okay.
Fernie was one of the
yeah.
things you tried out.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
is that true? I need to give me the inside jet.
Okay.
And obviously you sharing the
He's very good with his hands.
Oh, I feel a bit ill.
Oh wait, no, he's an engineer.
Oh
isn't
right,
he?
yeah, you're right. Yes,
Get your head out of the gutter. That is disgusting.
That's what I thought you meant. You gave him an internship.
That was a few years in. Yeah, I think we were at our third office at the time, and yeah, Mike was writing for us on a kind of freelance basis, and then he came in for an internship, and yeah, I sat next to him and
television, please.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he made rubbish tea. I don't know if he's improved.
No, I don't know. He's never made me a cup of tea.
Okay, Anthony, front to back. Let's see what Phil's got. There's definitely, I mean, this is classic oil leak, isn't it? All this gun.
That's quite nice when you've got wires all cable tied to wishbone.
Yeah, what's this like white anti-roll bar?
Yeah, just in case you forget where you put it.
Was that an upgrade, do you think?
Must be. That's quite nice. Plug that's mounted on the exhaust.
Oh yeah, that's got clamped right in there. What do
Yeah.
you think that's a sensor for?
I don't know. Unless it's an old Lambda.
Don't need it, clearly.
Obviously doesn't need it, but he must have had a bit of a burning smell.
This is speed bump heaven right here.
Yeah.
And I did think at the front, your kind of first point of contact after this lip is the lower hose of your radiator.
Yeah, rip that
and
off.
if you get past that, you then get this.
Then you get your exhaust.
Just pure exhaust.
Just had the old normal Mazda Wild.
Yeah, so I guess putting an MX-5 this high in the air, you expect patches, holes, and I can see from here, crimping of the chassis legs
The
because
famous-
people jack up there.
Yeah. They think it's strong, see, when they put it under, they see that and they go, ah, that's strong, stick it under.
So yeah,
It's not.
patch. I mean, this chassis leg at this front bit looks like it's going.
Yeah. There's no paint.
Patch is all in there. You can see where the roll cage has been bolted in.
It's. To be honest, it's not bad.
Oh, wait a minute. We found the Holy Grail.
Oh, is that a hole?
My finger is disappearing.
gone.
I'm gonna back out before I get tetanus.
Yeah.
That is the classic MX-5 silver hole.
That is true MX-5 rust.
So I think, I mean, if this is going to be his forever car that he calls it, he needs to do more rust repair.
Yeah.
It's how this car started on YouTube, and it needs some more.
It's still got rust.
So that was where you that's the foundation of what you went on to do off your own bat. Car Throttle was bought,
Yep.
and it changed in nature at that point, as often happens. Big corporation buys small, lively, startup.
Independent, yeah.
And you lose that. For me, it's when you lose the yeses in the room.
Yeah.
The thing I love about DRIVETRIBE and Sheer, the same about what you do, everything. If we're kicking an idea around, and we think, hey, that's really good, isn't it? We haven't got to go anywhere.
Just crack on.
Bro, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that changes journalism, doesn't it? I think it turns it into a relationship with an audience, which you were building to anyway because of the relatability of your content on Car Throttle. It wasn't, hey, I've got a Lamborghini and I'm going to take it up the Stelvio Pass, which is nice. It was, I'm doing stuff that you can relate to, that fits into your life.
I like to remain as relatable as possible because if I'm not practicing what I preach, then, you know, who's going to believe that I actually get enjoyment and fulfillment doing that kind of stuff?
So then, you set up on your own.
I did, yeah. And set up AutoAlex. And for me, AutoAlex was always going to be, or for at least 6 months, going to be a side hustle that I could build up slowly. Maybe by the end of the year, I'd be at 50,000 subscribers, not making any money or anything like that. I had a freelance gig for Car Throttle still at the time, for Auto Trader as well. I still do a few bits for Auto Trader. But after the first video, I had 250,000 subscribers. That took 2 weeks. And after the second video, I think I was at 350. And then I was like,
Interior, Anthony. We got in just.
I'm just in, I'm snug.
I mean, these seats, they're carbon, which you think's going to be an upgrade, but
They're hard,
I
man.
am not comfy at all.
And I'm a chubby lad and these ain't comfy.
How did he go to the Nürburgring in this?
I don't know.
Is this sort of like leatherette? It's not real leather, is
Trying
it?
to be a Bentley.
It's with sort of quilted,
It's crap.
but it's like a mat, like on the door cars here. I mean, that's. Yeah.
Do you
The speaker system is sort of like a billet.
Is it actually though? It's not really screwed on very well, is it?
Is that plastic
Let me guess.
or metal?
Let me guess. Going by what he says, that's lightweight.
Is it plastic or metal?
I think it's metal.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I get it. If you're going to modify the outside, I get the inside needs to go along with it. It can't just be stock in here, but I'm not sure about the choice.
Do you get the gist that you got Halford's gift card for Christmas? Because he's giving off that vibe.
He's not going to enjoy hearing that. I do see, you know, this quilted leather thing, it does say Phil in the back there.
Yeah, but going by like saving weight, then you stick this big massive mat in the car.
Sure. Momo steering wheel. Points for that.
That'll do.
That's cool.
That's probably the best feature.
Yep. What does that say? Shut up.
Shut up.
I got this. So that's not even good English. It should say I've got this.
That's my type of English.
I got this.
Yeah. Got what?
Exactly. It's, you know, it's an acquired taste.
That's the only one I like.
Eject.
You eject.
I'm actually scared to even
So
touch that.
you can get the crap out of you.
It doesn't beat Jimmy Broadbent's doorbell.
No, doorbell, nothing will ever beat Jimmy's doorbell.
That's a doorbell.
It's, what's with the thing on the roof then?
Is that a code that goes
QR code.
QR code straight to Halford's?
Halford's QR code. It's like he's crashed through the window of it.
I could spend a track day in here. I could not spend a road trip.
You could spend an hour around Landau, can you?
Then again, listen to that MX-5 gearbox.
That's probably the best bit of the car.
Oh my.
Close and works.
Okay.
It's not for me.
On that note, shall we start it up?
Yeah.
But on that relatability point, because that isn't a magic spell that you can cast to make something work. Early days Top Gear, so we're talking 2001, when we were just getting going, when Jeremy and Wilman took it on. I remember sitting in the office at White City, and we were trying to go that route. I remember the conversation when we said, right, ground rules of new Top Gear. No supercars. We're only driving relatable cars that people drive in the real world. And no foreign travel. We're not going around the world.
Right,
We're going to drive ordinary cars that ordinary people can buy in ordinary places.
How did that go?
It didn't stick. Next thing you know, I'm in a Zonda in Italy or something. Okay. For us, I think old school linear TV as that was, so scheduled TV. It's Sunday night, and now what we've chosen for you to watch is this television show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll watch it. It does change the rules. It changes the way it works, and it sets it apart. It meant our job wasn't really to sort of the way you do and do very well, which is, hey, look, this is kind of, we're in this world together, and now I'm doing this.
Yeah.
We were separated. We were in that little box in the corner of the room,
Yeah.
and it was the BBC. So we could say, hey, why don't you come with us on an adventure to somewhere foreign and exciting in this amazing car? They are very different things, but you're still sticking with it, and it's still massively growing. And I think that relatable sense in the digital era works exceptionally well. And then you're still doing your road trip project, your unreliable road trip, which is just a stupid idea. But this takes you right back to car throttle days and thus to Top Gear days.
Yeah.
So this is going on a road trip in just totally the wrong car.
Yes. So I had the idea a couple of weeks ago because I just randomly have ideas when I'm about to fall asleep or first thing in the morning, like you, I'm sure.
That's when they
I was like, unreliable cars for £1,000. That could be funny and stupid. And if stuff goes wrong, that makes for great YouTube. If stuff goes right, it makes for great YouTube.
You're talking to somebody who founded an entire career on embracing failure.
Yeah,
So,
it's fantastic.
works.
People love it.
Yeah. But it is a good feeling. It's a unique feeling when you're doing something in pursuit of doing whatever it is, driving a P38 to the Cairngorms, And you are indeed having a hit, because, I mean, you know full well, it'll be jumping out of gear, it'll be completely steamed up and fogged up,
Yeah.
it'll smell terrible.
Yeah.
You'll be absolutely on tenterhooks, you'll be cold, the heater won't work.
Yeah.
But it's such a compensation when you're enduring that misery and discomfort, because you know, well, if the situation were reversed and I was the person sitting at home watching this and the other person who's at home now was out doing this, I'd be loving it. And
Exactly.
it does feel, it makes up for, God, I've slept in tents pitched at 30 degrees, full of cockroaches in a rainforest, thinking I'm having an horrible time, but I know this is
We
gonna work.
love watching that stuff, yeah.
Ready, Anthony?
I'm ready.
Yep. Bit of a squeaky bell. So I'll give it a rev.
I can hear,
oh,
I can hear
there
the
it goes.
exhaust
It's
now.
gone.
Right, yeah, try it now. Quick, good. Why is only 1 inch water?
It's got a valve. I think if I hold this down,
Yeah.
it should open up the other one. Yeah?
Yeah. That sounds alright.
That's pretty
That's
good.
loud. Like,
Give the Duratec V6 its dues.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like that.
What do you reckon? Is that noise or is that sound? Yeah, you like that?
It's quite quick at picking up, isn't
That
it?
smell as well.
You're now in like V6 heaven.
I'm loving it.
You're absolutely right. If we're failing, going through misery, struggling, then everyone watching it absolutely loves it. I mean, it's like all of the Top Gear challenges. I loved watching you in pain. It was fantastic.
People do, it's a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah.
We were sometimes too lucky the other way. I remember in one day we did a grand tour in Scotland. We were driving over some hills. I had stuck my caravan on its side. We were towing caravans, put it back on its side. Jeremy's caravan, and it genuinely happened, came unhitched and set off past him down the hill and disappeared into the woods. We're like, wow. And then about an hour later, I was on an old fishing boat being towed by Jeremy on a pontoon, and I got it wrong and I sank it.
Yeah.
Neither of those were in any way scripted stunts at all. They simply happened.
And they're the best bits.
And that's when we realised, we all said, God, we're so lucky, as the boat sank. And most people would say, no, you're not. No, we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what we wanted, those moments that happen. Well, it's been a real joy talking to you, Alex, because it is nice to talk to somebody who's got, like me, a convoluted career path.
What you're saying is I'm really old as well.
Mate, you were born in 85. I was already clubbing in 85. You can't, I mean, for
I'm a
crying out
C-Reg. I
loud,
think I'm a C-Reg, yeah.
I'm 69, mate. I'm before registration numbers. It's terrifying. But thanks for coming in. I know they've had a look at your car, which is appropriately modest. All the very best and good luck when you do your trip.
Thank you.
Thanks
I'm
for
going to
coming
need
in
it,
today.
yeah.
Nice to see you today.
Cheers.
Anthony, the final thing is coolness, but let's collate our scores
Yep.
and then end with that.
Yep.
So let's go back to exterior. Out of 10, what are you thinking?
It's better than Jimmy's,
Yes?
but just
It's not as good as the V6 Clio,
nowhere near as good as
but the E46 M3?
It's around the same ilk as that.
Just, you know, if 10 is absolutely immaculate, 1 is literally horrendous, you know, it's middle of the field for me.
5, 6.
I'm gonna give it, because of some of the like severe cracks in it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, actually no, with the paint, the cracks, the paint kind of gets rid of some of the crackage. I'm gonna say, yes, I agree, 6.
6, yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Boom, in it goes. Okay, mechanicals. Great engine.
That side of it's good, but then as you start going,
Yeah,
Underneath.
some little odd bits under there, which we saw, but
Need
yes,
change it, yeah, as
right
you-
underneath,
yeah.
it's quite MX-5.
but yeah, again, it's not the worst.
Again, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. So, but
Can you go 6 again?
I think for an MX-5, to be fair to him, I think I'm going to say 7
7.
as mechanical. Yeah.
We
3.
we allowed to do halves on this?
What, you watch 6.5?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, moving on to interior. Bit of a shambles.
The Halford
Not
special.
going to lie. Anything that was stock is like loose because of all the Halfordsy stuff that's gone into it.
Horrible.
This is quite a tough one. The
solid
seats
seat.
hurt.
Everything's just hanging off.
Yeah. It just needs refinishing,
One's
doesn't
going
it?
through and doing
Yeah,
properly,
just
but-
tighten everything up. So I'm thinking it's definitely, it's sub 5 for me. I agree.
I was thinking 4.
4. Okay, this is looking pretty tough so far, but sound.
That's
Now-
where it gets it back.
Pre-exhaust valve, what are you saying? Because you were right back there.
One exhaust, average, nothing special.
Or like a 6 or 7.
Like the E46 wasn't really.
Okay.
It was there, but it wasn't like.
Had a bit of a zing. Once open, did it improve it?
Yeah.
It was louder.
No, it was louder, but it actually had a proper sound to it. So, would you agree if I went 8?
Yes, I'm with you there. And also I love this engine,
8.
so I'm
Well,
more
I
happy
know
with
you're a
that.
fan of that
Cool.
V6.
Okay, and then the final thing is coolness. Now, Mark 1 MX-5s, they're
Cool.
one of the greatest cars
yeah,
ever made.
No, yeah, can't deny that.
It's in this really rare colour, which again keeps it going.
I like the red, it suits it.
Yeah. And to be fair to it, it's a track car.
Yeah, but even the little touches he's done, even though there's a few issues,
Mm-hmm.
actually suits it.
It does. It's a good looking car.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
No, it is a good looking car. So
Are there some things that he's done to it that are uncool? Yes. I think that quilted leatherette thing inside is pretty disgusting. Yes.
That's
The completely non-functional vents.
yeah.
But the wheels are cool. The fact it's a hard top. I'm going to come forward and say for coolness, I'm going to go high. Do you know what?
Are you?
World famous MX-5. I'm going to go 9.
Is that because you own one?
I own one. It's got an engine I like as
I was
well.
gonna go 7.5.
You were going to go 7.5. This is probably the most famous MX-5 in the world. That has to be pretty damn cool. Are we going to meet on what? We're going to meet on 8.
Tell you what did you say?
I said 9.
I'll give you a bit on this one. Let's go 8.5.
8.5. Well, that's nice because it gives me a nice solid number to finish with. Okay, I don't need to do quick math because I've used my calculator. I have our Cog Score number. Thank you, Anthony.
No problem at all.
I will break the news to Alex. Alex,
Yes.
how was your chat with Richard? Was it
Very good, very good. We had a good chat, but that is not important.
You don't care.
No, I really don't care. Richard who? The most important thing is finding out the score
Okay.
of Phil.
Well, I'm going to tell you the worst score you got and the highest score and then the final thing, okay?
All right, okay.
What do you think out of exterior, interior, mechanicals, sound and coolness, what do you think got the worst score?
I'm going to say interior.
Correct.
Yeah!
It got 4 out of 10 for
What?
interior.
Are you taking a
40%.
piss?
It's a bit Halford. The leatherette thing is really not nice. The fill in the back's quite cool, but yeah, it all needs screwed in properly.
Yeah.
I don't think it will take much.
I missed out some screws. I do have a screw loose.
Okay, and then the best score you got was 8.5 for coolness.
Oh, yeah!
Because, you know, Mark 1 MX-5, like one of the best cars ever made.
Yeah, built not bought.
Paint colours are cool. Yeah, I mean, it's forever car, that's cool in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done on that. So your final score is, out of 50, 33.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
So that's 66%, that's a B,
That is a B.
you know.
Yeah.
So in our rankings, you come 3rd out of 4. So you've beaten Jimmy Broadbent's Supra, but the E46 and the Clio V6 have beaten you.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Out of the E46, the Supra, and the V6 Clio, which do you think is the coolest?
Clio V6.
Which do you think sounds best?
Clio
Don't-
V6.
You didn't even rev it above 3,500 RPM.
No, I mean, I must say, it's been really cool having it here. I've watched Phil for like literally, is it a decade now you've had Phil, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much a decade.
Yeah, so, you know, I can't wait to see where the journey goes now. What are you doing with this car?
So Phil is going to get a bit of a refresh, so subframe out, going to get all that refreshed. Underneath is going to get refreshed. I'm hoping to get carbon fibre bonnet and roof as well, and then that will be painted Mazda Soul Red, but keeping the carbon fibre weave. And engine work, going to be taking it to my good friend Bruno from BDS Motorsport, and hopefully get about 300 horsepower and more torque as well, and then back to the Nürburgring, and then drive Phil like I stole it. Because last time I did it, it was all a bit wobbly because of the diff bushes, they're knackered. So lots of work to do, couple of grand to spend, and then I think Phil will be in really good condition.
Well, if you bring it back, he might get into the 40s, who knows?
Might, definitely will, yeah. But yeah, I'm keen to do that. So.
Okay, well, everyone subscribe to Alex's channel, AutoAlex. What's happening? This video is going to be going out mid-December, so what's going to be happening around then?
We don't plan that far ahead, Mike. No, but I can tell you that next year, so January time.
Scotland road trip.
No, that will have happened. He's saying what's coming up. Sorry, work wife.
We're filming it on that week and it will be going out after that.
It's going to be cheap cars, some of them probably a bit rusty, doing cool stuff with them.
So we've got Unreliable Car Series that will be coming out, and then in January we are taking 3 high mileage cars to Norway.
Cool.
And I've bought back Miles. If anyone knows Miles, my high mileage hero.
Skoda.
The Skoda.
Very cool.
Actually picked Miles up today.
That would be an interesting Cog Score.
It will, oh no, I don't know. Not with that guy there, he's miserable. He is miserable.
Anyway, Alex, great to have you on the channel.
Thank you.
Safe drive home, and
Yes.
yeah, we all love Phil, don't worry.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
See you around.
All right, cheers.
So that's another Cog Score done and dusted, but who would you like to see in the next one? Tell me in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to Drive Tribe.
Drinking at the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow.